The psychology of green. Green is more powerful than you think. If your home feels stressful, sterile, or disconnected, you may just need to add some green. But before you run out and paint everything sage, let's talk about it. Because sage green, emerald green, olive green, and a deep Jamaican rainforest green do not create the same room. Welcome back to the Psychology of Color. I'm Zowdy of Designs by Zowdy, and today we're entering the color lab with one of the most fascinating colors in interior design. Did you guess what it is yet? Okay, so think about where we encounter green most often: trees, leaves, gardens, mountains, forests, new growth. For many of us, green has incredibly strong associations with, the natural world. And that's one reason it can work so beautifully in interiors. Green can visually reconnect an interior environment with something outside of it. But here's something important. Color psychology isn't a universal formula. Green doesn't automatically mean calm for every person in every culture in every context. Your memories matter, your experiences matter, your culture matters, and the particular green matters. And that's why I don't simply ask my client, do you like green? I want to know, what does green remind you of? Because that answer tells me so much more. Now let's enter the color lab. You have sage green, which is soft, muted, and quiet. It can work beautifully when I want a room to feel understated and relaxed. Now let's deepen it to olive. Suddenly the room feels earthier, more organic, and depending on what surrounds it, perhaps a little more sophisticated. Then we have emerald, which is more saturated, more jewel-like, more glamorous. Put emerald velvet next to a aged brass and dark walnut, and you've created something completely different from sage with the same materials. And then forest green is deep, enveloping, moody, almost architectural. This is the green I might use when I don't want the room to merely feel fresh. I want it to feel immersive. So stop asking, does green work in this room? And ask, which green creates the feeling this room needs. When I think about green through an Afro-Caribbean lens, I don't immediately think tropical print wallpaper. I think about landscape, rain-darkened leaves, mountain vegetation, banana trees, palm, bamboo trees, moss, gardens, agriculture, the blue mountains after rain. That incredibly deep green you see when tropical vegetation is wet and the sky becomes slightly gray. That's a completely different green from the stereotypical bright tropical green we're often shown in commercial Caribbean design. And that's more important because Afro Caribbean design doesn't have to perform Caribbeanness. I don't need palm trees covering every surface. Instead, I can ask, what's the landscape actually like? What are the materials? What are the colors? What does the air feel like? What memories are attached to that place? Now I'm designing from cultural memory rather than decorating from stereotype. This distinction is central to my work. So let me design a room for you. Imagine waking up in Jamaica's Blue Mountains just after overnight rain. There's still mist outside. The vegetation is incredibly dark. The air feels cool, quiet, almost cinematic. Now, how would I translate that into interiors? Not literally, emotionally. Give me deep rainforest green, dark walnut, or bamboo husk after it's been dried out, which is kind of like a grayish brown. Warm limestone cream, or if we're talking like real Caribbean roots, maybe cement gray. Because, we build with cement, and a lot of times the stairs are made with cement and such. A smoky indigo, chocolate brown, aged brass, or any aged metal really that carries a pretty patina. Now layer ivory linen, rich grained wood, woven hemp or bamboo leaves, or crocus bag. We have crocus in the Caribbean, which is a very textured woven material. Honed limestone or honed any stone, smoked glass, a little deep green glazed ceramic, and perhaps one restrained textile inspired by Caribbean botanical forms or Blue Mountain contour lines. Notice what's happening. We're referencing the island without turning the room into an island themed room. That's the difference between cultural design and cultural decoration. So, why does green and wood work so beautifully together? It's one of my favorite combinations. And here's why. Because both have strong associations with nature. Both the undertones um, matter, and a cool blue green beside a warm walnut creates temperature contrast. An olive green besides oak can create something earthier than and more tonal. A deep forest green besides the dark walnut. Now that's drama, add aged metal, and we're entering luxury territory. This is why you can't select color independently from material. A paint chip doesn't live alone. It lives beside your flooring, furniture, stone, metal, textiles, natural light, artificial light, and artwork. Color is relational. Now, why is sage green in your bedroom? This can still feel boring, right? If you've painted your room sage green, brought the beige sofa, added the cream rug, put a plant in the corner, and it feels unfinished, it's because color alone can't do all the work. You need variation in texture, scale, material, value, shape, and visual weight. So instead of the sage wall, beige sofa, beige rug, white curtain, try muted sage plaster, chocolate or walnut furniture, warm cream linen, natural textured fiber, aged metals, dark artwork, handmade ceramics, one beautifully cultural textile, and now the room has depth. Remember, quiet does not have to mean flat. And green doesn't have to just be on the wall. This is another misconception. Green can come through a velvet sofa, an upholstered chair, stone, tile, artwork, cabinetry, a rug, ceramics, textiles, and of course, actual vegetation, or let's keep it real, faux vegetation, because I'm bad at plants, right? I love the way they look. I can't keep them. So faux vegetation works well as well. Just please remember to dust it. Imagine warm cream plaster walls, dark wood cabinetry, a deep forest green velvet sofa, maybe a travertine as the stone, aged brass as the metal, and enormous windows overlooking real greenery. Green is still central to the experience. It's just not coming primarily from paint. And that's why I say design a palette, not a paint color. Here's a green palette that I would absolutely use. 35% warm cream stone. It can be limestone. It can be travertine. A deep rainforest green, a dark wood. It doesn't have to be walnut. It just like a nice dark stain that shows the grain. A pretty chocolate brown, a smoky indigo, a natural stone, and aged metal. Now layer the natural linens, the woven hemp, the velvet, the wood, the honed stone, smoked glass, handmade ceramics, and one restrained Afro-Caribbean artwork or textile. And that's not tropical decor, that's contemporary Afro-Caribbean luxury. Now let's reverse the formula because I think someone is watching this thinking, I don't want subtle Zowdy, I want drama. Perfect. Give me 60% dark, deep forest green. Color drench the walls, possibly the ceilings, maybe even the trim. Then give me dark wood furniture, chocolate velvet materials, cream linen curtains, red veined or warm cream stone, aged lighting, aged maybe brass lighting, and one tiny bit hint of ox blood. Now look at that palette, and this is showing green isn't feeling fresh. This is giving sensual, moody, grounded, sophisticated. And this is why I keep telling you the psychological experience of color changes depending on value, saturation, proportion, material, and light. Now, here is a hot topic. Biophilic design isn't just houseplants, okay? Because somewhere along the way, social media reduced it to more plants in your house. Now, plants are wonderful, but our relationship with nature inside the built environment can involve much, much more. It involves natural light, views, airflow, natural materials, organic shapes, water, texture, patterns found in nature, transitions between indoor and outdoor environment. So if designing with green because you want your home to feel connected to nature, don't stop at the wall color. Ask, how can the entire room reinforce that relationship? Maybe your green wall is beautiful, but perhaps the real magic happens when that wall sits beside walnut, limestone, linen, and a window framing the trees outside. Now, everything is telling the same story. Your Color Lab challenge today is going to be to go outside. Don't photograph a flower. Photograph 5 different greens. Look at the leaves, the grass, if there's any moss, the trees, shadows. Notice how dramatically different those greens actually are. Now choose your favorite. Bring the photograph inside and ask, what materials would I put beside this green? Is it wood? Is it stone? Is it brass? Is it copper? Is it linen? Is it chocolate? Is it indigo? Is it bleached wood? Is it terracotta? You're no longer choosing colors randomly. You're now building your color story. Please remember, green isn't simply the color of nature. Green can be quiet, green can be earthy, green can be glamorous, green can be dark, green can carry memories of landscape, home, and culture. And sometimes green doesn't need to look tropical at all to tell an Afro-Caribbean story. That's what I want this entire series to teach you. Don't just decorate with color. Understand it, question it, connect it to material, connect it to memory, connect it to culture, and then design with intention. With that said, next episode, we're turning up the light. We're talking about energy and yellow, butter, ochre, mustard, saffron, golden yellow. And I'm going to show you why yellow isn't simply a happy color, and how to use it how to use it without making your home look like a highlighter, right? So subscribe, join, follow, like, share, all the things, and meet me back here in the Color Lab. My name is Zowdy of Designs by Zowdy. Design with culture, design with color, design with intention. Peace.